was hilarious. Let's go out to more news out there in the boxing world. Devin Haney, who was on that bullshit card last weekend, has now been ordered officially for the purse bid with Javier Fortuna on December 13th. I think we're all of the minds that this fight will happen. There's not going to be any reason for this fight not to happen. There's not going to be any step aside money.
Who's Fortuna with? PBC?
Yeah, but
does he dig his heels in?
That's Fortuna, man.
Yeah, I don't think he can really make too much of a fuss, you know?
Well, it's not even like...
Does he force a purse bid is what I mean.
Maybe there is a purse bid, but I don't think I don't expect the purse bid to be an enormous value. Like, you know what I mean? I don't expect this to be a bidding war. I'll put it this way. This is not going to be a bidding. There's not going to be a PBC and Matchroom bidding war for this fight. That's not going to happen.
Just know if they would be able to, throw a spanner in the works to just piss off Eddie.
That'd be funny.
Eddie, please put that fight in New York. You have a Dominican and a future star. Put that fight in New York City.
I agree with that. I doubt he does it, but
bring it to
yeah, he's gonna put it in.
Bring it to the UK.
He's gonna put it in Kansas again.
Mulvane, Kansas. Phoenix, Arizona.
If they get it done, when is it? The 13th of December.
Yes. Yeah.
Eddie could schedule it for Phoenix, right, on the 20th. Get it straight in there.
Yeah, put a Dominican in Phoenix. Whoa. Going to do massive ticket sales there. Whoa. But I like the fight. I think this fight makes a lot of sense. And I've said this before, right? Like, Devin Haney, regardless of him having a belt, is still a prospect to me. Like, he doesn't even have the Gervonta Davis, like, Jose Pedraza win, right? Like, he doesn't even have that. He literally has no top 10 win, top 15 win, period. This can be his first time.
Are we still giving that to Gervonta? Because he hasn't done anything since that. And I was like,
no. But I'm talking about, like, put ourselves, the week after whatever that fight, Davis Pedraza, there was the topic of, Davis, he's still a prospect. It was different, and there was pushback on that because why? Well, you just beat someone. You beat Pedraza. Yeah. So, like, you are no longer a prospect because you beat Pedraza. With Haney, he didn't beat anyone. He still has yet to beat, again, a top 15 name. This is going to be a legit top 10 name, in my opinion, that he's going to be fighting. And a guy that's literally been there against everyone in the division. Great barometer fight. And honestly, a guy that's probably going to give him a really tough fight, especially if anything from the Santiago fight is a signal or a sign that something is wrong in Devin Haney's technique. Fortuna is going to look at that and probably exploit some things there.
No one looks good against Fortuna, right?
No one does.
Here's the thing, right? Like, I like
opportunity to look good against Fortuna. That's a semi-statement. It's not a Pedraza taking about a champion, but it's
if Haney comes in and looks good against Fortuna, props to him. Major props to him. I don't think it happens. I think he struggles and wins, but he wins, but he struggles.
Yeah. Let me get in that, right? Because I like the fight. It's a good fight, but not for a title, right? Like Fortuna, this should not be his mandatory. Like Fortuna lost to Easter, and he arguably won. I scored it for Easter, but probably most people scored it for Fortuna, I think. Right? It was one of those fights of what did you like? But then the Granados fight ended prematurely on accidental foul, I think. And then he beat Quellar, who was a featherweight. So, like, what does he do? Like, how does he become a mandatory? Like, how does he get that position? Like,
how did Carlos Ocampo become a mandatory?
That's a better question. That's a far better question. I like the fight, but I don't get why not for a title though. Like, I like this if there was no title on it. If Devin Haney didn't have a belt, then it's a good fight. It's a good step up for him. But he's a champion now.
Yeah, but Gary, I think you have to also realize that 135 isn't as deep as you probably think it is. Like, think about, like, Loma is going to wait for Come Lopez, regardless of Haney having a belt or not having a belt or being the mandatory to Loma. Like, franchise belt, doesn't matter. Loma is waiting for that fucking fight, right? So those are three names out of sort of the running for a Devin Haney fight. You have Come, Lopez, and Loma. They're not available right now, right? Who else would be there, regardless of belt or not? Take that out of your mind. Like
one of Rob's. Okay, that's. I would say one of Rob's guys, Selby or Campbell. I guess Campbell just got a title shot. I guess you wouldn't go back to him, but Selby.
But again, regardless of title shot, just thinking about best fights for Haney right now.
Luke Campbell is going to happen next year.
Campbell or Selby would be the fight, but I guess like
I would pick
that's
Fortuna
a
over Selby.
massive step up. I guess Fortuna is kind of an in between step till you get to those guys.
I think
Campbell will be after Fortuna fight, in my opinion.
Agree with that, Rob. And I'll also say this: I think Fortuna is a tougher fight for him than Lee Selby. Stylistically,
maybe
Fortuna is the perfect guy to give Haney that work. The perfect guy.
Haney beats Selby, in my opinion.
Selby doesn't have the pop, doesn't have the willpower anymore, doesn't have the durability. Fortuna is durable, powerful, gritty, good inside game as well, and Haney struggles with the inside game. Fortuna, I think, is the perfect test to see if Haney is really ready for this top level.
Gary just wants Selby so it can be the Welsh Mayweather versus the new Mayweather.
The only other name that I would approve, but he doesn't fight as often as I would like him, he's not active anymore, is Denis Shafikov. If we had a Denis Shafikov that was active still, he would be the next guy I would want for Devin.
Yeah, and he doesn't want that smoke. Nobody wants to fight Shafikov. It's one of those guys just chill on Shafikov. First, the purse is in there, and that guy's tough as hell. It's like fighting what was the Rodnikov? Yeah, I don't really want to fight him.
I'm good. I'm good off of that. Man.
So as far as rankings, Tank Davis is actually the one place above Fortuna, but that's why Fortuna is next in line
in the sanctioning body or the box rank.
The sanctioning body.
Okay.
But according to LB, Tank is nobody's mandatory. That's like nobody puts baby in the corner.
Leonard's a hoot, man.
Yeah. You can't make offers to Tank Davis, apparently.
You're crazy, man. I so wish Tank was just not with Mayweather. I think if Tank wasn't with Mayweather but still PBC, we wouldn't have these issues. I think the Mayweather Leonard Elby combination of just fuckery have stalled and ruined Gervonta Davis's career thus far.
Yeah.
I see. I totally expect or see Tank texting Al Haymon on the side God, fuck Mayweather.
No.
And him going, I'm sorry, bro. You signed the contract.
All the beef that Tank keeps getting into online, like Josh Taylor, he's like, that's it, I'm calling Al. Somebody else, I'm calling Al. Do you think he calls Al and Al says, okay, but I'll have to run it past Floyd? And
yes.
He goes, oh, fuck.
I think so, man.
All this calling Al isn't getting you nowhere.
I just love Tank's response, like he's a 5-year-old. I'm telling Al. It's like,
yeah.
I'll be honest. I think Al would have 100% made the Tank Davis Leo Santa Cruz fight, for example, right? Like that. If Al had his way, I think that fight would have been made for maybe this pay-per-view or last pay-per-view for Wild or something like that. Like it would have been made already. But I think Mayweather is just a complete fuckhead when it comes to his promotion. Honestly, I think he's a complete bell end, to use the word that you guys say.
Yeah, let's go all British on it. Go on.
Yeah, he is. I think Mayweather's the worst promoter in the game, and we talk about worst promoters in the game often on this show.
He is.
He is. He's the worst.
He for sure is. And it's one of those things, right? It's like Magic Johnson, and you may know this, coached the Lakers for 2 weeks. It's like the worst thing ever. It's like, okay, you're like a legend and maybe the greatest point guard of all time, but this is not for you. Right? It's the same thing with Mayweather. It's like, okay, I understand you want to be around the sport, but not in this capacity. This is not for you.
No, it's not. Same with Oscar. Not in the exact 1-to-1 parallel, but very similar.
It's getting close now. Oscar's not interested in Golden Boy. He's not. I was at the Virgil Ortiz fight. That's his biggest star, his best future star. He wasn't there. Right? Could you imagine Aram not being at a Sequoia Stevenson fight or Eddie not being at a Devin Haney fight? This is your future. Anthony Canelo, this has to be your guy.
He was too busy texting Ryan Garcia. Instagram replying Ryan Garcia, telling him, tell your coach to make sure you keep your left hand up.
One of these days, Eddie Reneso is going to fucking sneak up on Oscar and fucking just sucker punch him, and I cannot wait for that. Cannot wait for it.
Yeah, you're not going to see that, Max. You're not getting credentialed for any Golden Boy shit.
Oh, I'm really not, man.
Gary, you're going to have to be there.
Moving on. Speaking of PBC and fucked up careers.
Oh, by the way, Virgil Ortiz has no named opponent, but he is fighting in India. Are you going, Matt? Well, you're not going to get credentialed, but are you going?
No, it's Indio,
So
man.
you're going to buy a ticket?
Indio's far as hell. I'm not driving 2.5 hours to see Virgil Ortiz fight some guy.
We don't know who it is yet.
That's terrible, right?
Hey,
2.5 hours.
You know what? Golden Boy, I'm not going to support you till I see Rashidi Ellis back in the ring.
He's on a card coming up. Look his name up. He's got a fight coming up.
Is he? Thank God.
I don't remember what card, but yeah.
No, this matters because Rashidi Ellis is like, he was on my list.
He's really good. Like, he's really good.
Boxrec says, doesn't give a fuck.
I hate you, Rob.
No, Rashidi Ellis is one of his...
right. We talked about this, Gary. He's fighting
God.
Eddie Gomez in a rematch. God.
At least he's back. When was the last? It's been over a year since he fought. Over a year.
Is there a reason behind that?
I don't know.
Yeah, because Golden Boy doesn't promote. Golden Boy got lazy.
I mean, even if there is a reason, like, it's on the promoter's job to let us know, hey, this is why this guy is not fighting right now. But still pay attention to him. Still watch him on Twitter or YouTube or whatever. Like, pay attention to him recovering from an injury. No, this guy's just gone and fighting Eddie Gomez in a rematch. That's upsetting. I'm just going to move on before I get more upset.